Hi, it's Wendy Bellino here with a new digital art journal layout. The Coffee Lovers Spring Summer Blog Hop is underway, and I'm featuring some digital designs by TaylorMade cards for you. The Coffee with Class digital images and the Coffee Blend backgrounds. TaylorMade Cards for You is one of the super sponsors of the hop, and owner Monica Taylor is offering a 20% discount during the hop. Be sure to check out her store link in the description box below the video. Links to all the supplies used will be listed in the supplies list in the description box as well. I'm using Photoshop Elements 12 software to create my layout, but you can use any program that works in layers. I'm going to start from the bottom up just like I would if I were working with paper, and I'm going to create a new document in the same size as my small Delusions art journal, which is about 10 by 8 inches. I'm going to use two backgrounds from TaylorMade Cards for You Coffee Blends. Now I've selected the layers that I want to use, and I'll start with the bottom layer, and I'm going to drag that onto my document. Now make sure that the layer is highlighted in my layers panel, and I'll click the image tab and rotate, and then go down to rotate the layer 90 degrees, and I'll slide my layer into position and resize it. Now I like to overlap the edges of the document slightly, and I do this to make sure the document layer is completely covered. And I'll click the green check mark to commit the changes. And I'm ready to add the second layer. Now I want to have the corners with the coffee beans showing, but I want to get rid of the rest. So I'll strategically place the layers with the coffee beans in each corner. And I'm going to use the eraser tool to erase the parts of the background that I don't want. Now make sure that the layer that I want to erase is highlighted in the Layers panel. And I'm choosing a soft eraser brush to blend the layers. I'm just going to resize that eraser brush a little bit bigger. Now I'm going to be really careful when I get down to that right corner that I don't erase those coffee beans. And now I'm erasing that next layer and carefully making sure that I don't erase any coffee beans. And then now you can see that bottom layer. Now I want to merge those layers into one document or one layer so that I don't have any accidents, because I'm famous for forgetting that the layers are separate and I'll accidentally move them, and then it just takes a little bit extra time. And now I want to work on the coffee cup cluster. And I'm going to use the Sassy Coffee Drinker from the Coffee with Class kit. And I'll grab the rectangular marquee tool, and I'm going to select her out and move her onto the document. And now I'm going to create the coffee cup for her to sit in. Now there is a coffee cup image included in the Custom Shapes tool, and it's found in the food section. And I'll click that and move it onto my document. And I'll simplify the image so that I can resize it and manipulate it. And I'm going to grab the Move tool and click one of the corner handles while I hold the Alt key to resize it from the center. Now before I move on to the next step to color my coffee cup, I want to make sure that my classy lady is the right size, and she is. And instead of coloring my coffee cup, I'm going to use one of the background prints from Club Scrap's May 2019 Damask digital kit. And I've already selected it with the marquee tool, and I'll slide that over onto my document. And I'll resize it with the move tool to make sure that it covers the coffee cup image. And before I commit the changes, I can move the pattern background around to an area that's pleasing. Next, I'm going to get rid of the background so that it looks like a die cut image. And I've already selected the magic wand tool, and you'll want to make sure that contiguous is checked. I selected the area that I wanted to delete, and I need to add the area inside the handle as well. And I'll highlight the pattern layer and hit delete. And I'm not going to merge these layers because I still need to change them, because I want the lady to look like she's inside the coffee cup. So I'm going to slide her in between the coffee cup layers. But I need to erase that line that's across her. So I'm going to protect her by holding the control button and clicking on the image in the layers panel. And next I'll select a hard eraser. And I will be careful that I don't erase the coffee inside the cup. I'll make sure I'm on that coffee layer, and I'll just erase that line right across her. Now I want to add a shadow to the pattern layer, and the default shadows are fine, but you can always change the settings by clicking the FX button. But I'm not going to do that. I think it looks fine. And I'm also going to add a shadow to my classy lady. And I'm ready to add my sentiment. I want to point out that I made an error. Yes, I'm human. The images were in JPEG form with a white background, and I wanted them to be PNG with a transparent background. So when I selected the white background to remove it, I accidentally left contiguous checked, and that means only pixels that are touching will be selected. So inside the letters, there's still some of the white background, but I decided that I liked it. But if you don't want it in there, you can always delete it. So I'm highlighting the layer and selecting with the magic wand tool, and I'm unchecking contiguous, and I clicked the white areas in that layer to select them so I could delete them or change the color. So I'm going to change the color to match the band on the lady's hat. Now I like the look of ink distressing on paper, and I'm going to recreate that look digitally. So I'm going to use an inked background from one of Club Scrap's digital kits. It's the Inked Edges kit. The kit's no longer available, but you could achieve a similar effect with the brush tool. And I'll resize the image to fit my document. Now the contrast is a little bit dark for me, so I'm going to change that. But first I want to make sure that that layer is right over that bottom layer so that I don't accidentally put it on top of any of the elements. And I want to change the color to match my layout, so I'm gonna choose a dark brown. So I'm holding down the control button while I click on the layer in the layers panel to select it, and I'll fill the layer with some color. And it's still a little bit dark, so I'm going to reduce the opacity to lighten it. Now I wanted to have creamer pouring into the cup, and I didn't have any elements ready-made, so I had to create some digital magic. I found 2 free images online, and I combined them with some brushes and some blending, and a few final touches with some added shadows, and my layout is complete. Link up your coffee creation on the Coffee Lovers blog for a chance to win prizes from one of 85 sponsors. And I also want to let you know that Tailor Made Cards for You Father's Day Passport Kit is in the shop now. So stay tuned for some design team inspiration from the kit on May 15th on the Tailor Made blog. Thanks so much for watching. Please feel free to leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel because I love interacting with my followers and I love to follow you too.